guys, hope you are doing well. So this is a new video of growth traders. So in this video we are going to look at our market. Yes guys, we are going to analyze it for the upcoming trading sessions and how the price action is likely to play out in our upcoming week. We are going to look at the global markets as well. Why? Because there has been a lot of developments in them uh, past the CPI data, right? So yes, we are going to look at all the details. So let's get started without further delay. So yes guys, the first chart that I have on my screen, it is the chart of Bank Nifty. All right, so Bank Nifty, I have the weekly chart open on my screen. So you can see that the price has broken out its all-time high, its previous all-time high, and sustained above it. So it was a nice weekly closing above the previous all-time high following this cup and handle pattern breakout, right? So this candle size is not that great, to be honest, so you can actually expect a small retracement towards the mark of 41,500 or 41,400, right? A 500 to 600 point retracement is possible if in case the US markets retrace a bit following its movements, right? So yes, Bank Nifty, it is looking strong for the short term, to be honest, and you can actually go long on a positional basis and add more quantity once it gives a small dip in its prices. All right, so that is Bank Nifty. Let's get to its daily time frame. So you can see that the last candle was a proper doji candle, huge gap up, and the price was able to sustain above 42,100, which is a really great sign, right? It's a great sign for the strength of the bulls in the market. All right, so there has not been a great selling pressure on an intraday basis, to be honest, and hence we can expect an upward continuation in the price following a breakout of its high, right? Following the breakout of the previous day high, that is around the mark of 41,350. All right, so once that is broken and price sustains above it, we can see an up move towards 41,500 followed by 43,000, right? 42,500 and 43,000. All right, so yeah, that's just a small correction. So that is possible. And again, if I were to talk about a retracement, so yes, you can see here is some kind of a trend line as well. I'll just switch to our lower time frame. So this is a trend line that you can draw here, right? So this is your short term trend of the price, and if the price does not manage to sustain around this zone, then it can fall, it can break the previous day low and retrace till this mark, 41,500 to 600 mark, right? It is possible, and from here again we can see a continuation of the uptrend. So this fall can happen on an intraday basis, which can be captured, right? So you can actually capture this gap filling trade setup once the price breaks the previous day low, that is around the mark of 41,900. All right, so yes, that is a point to consider. And if in case the price goes down and again takes support from around the previous day low and starts going up, then you can go long at these levels with a proper stop loss, right? And you can hold it to break the previous day high and head upwards, right? So that can also be a trade setup, and you can consider an early entry in that, right? So yes, uh, considering Monday's price action, so yes, on Monday the prices are likely to open gap up. SGX Nifty as of now is indicating a 50 to 60 point gap up, so that translates to about how much, 150 point gap up in Bank Nifty. So yes, that is possible. So right around the mark of 42 250 to 300, that can be the opening price of Bank Nifty. And from there, if the price continues to go upside, breaking the previous day high, then we can actually see a nice upside movement. And if the price starts falling and eventually breaks the previous day low, then we can see a good fall as well, right? So either ways, if I were to consider the fall, so this is a bull market, and falls are, any intraday fall is likely not to last for a long time. It is a small retracement, and prices may take support at the immediate support levels only, right? So yes, that is one thing that you need to consider here. The crucial support zone here falls around the mark of 41,940, and followed by 41,620, followed by this low, right? So 41,312. And if I do talk about the previous day high, so that is around the mark of 42 uh, 42,350. All right, so these are some of the important levels that you can consider for the upcoming day, right? So if I have to talk about the 15 minutes time frame as well, so yes, this price action is purely sideways, nothing, important to consider here. All right, so now let's switch to Nifty. Let's look at that, how the price action is faring against Bank Nifty. So let's first look at our weekly time frame, as I always do. So weekly time frame, let it open. Yeah, so you can see that the price closed above a very important resistance area, so that is the mark of the 18,280 mark, right? So right around that level there was a very strong resistance, and price is successfully broken uh, this previous high as well. So yes, this is a very strong uptrending price action. All right, so this is a hammer candle forming in the weekly, and once again it is the price is the analysis is very simple. If the price manages to sustain above the previous day high, then we can see upside movement continuation till its all time high, that is around the mark of 18,600. So yes, all time high is likely to be broken very soon if the short term uptrend continues on the upside. All right, so if I switch to the hourly time frame, in the hourly as well, you can see it is very strong upside uptrending price action. And on our previous day as well, what we can see is price opened somewhere here, right here, and it continued its upside, right? So that is from around 18,280 to a high of 18,362. So that's around 80 points upside on an intraday basis. So that is a very good sign for Nifty. It indicates that there is a very strong uptrend in a short term. So when I am talking about Nifty, so we can actually expect a gap up opening on Monday. So why is it so? Because the SGX is actually indicating a good gap up of approximately 60 points. So yeah, it is a very minor gap up, but again it is likely to open quite higher than the previous day closing, right? So again, what needs to be considered there is, if there is some profit booking from around that level, then we can expect the price to fall till the previous day low, right? So this is a strong support area around the mark of 18,600, and price can easily retrace to that, followed by an upside movement from there, right? So yeah, that is the prediction from Nifty for Nifty. And if the price continues its upside once it opens, right, if the buying pressure remains intact, then we can actually see the price reaching out 18,400 to 18,450 in an intraday, followed by 18,500. So yes guys, just keep an eye on these levels for the upcoming trading session. All right, so hope this makes sense. This was my analysis of Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now let's switch to the Dow Jones, that is the US market, and let's see what's going on there. All right, so this is the chart of Dow Jones. So again, you can see that I have marked this downtrending trend line. This is a resistance trend line, and this was broken out very strongly post the CPI inflation data. So yeah, it was broken out by a massive 1200 point candlestick. You can see here on our next on our following trading session as well, that is the last trading session of Dow Jones. All right, so you can see that the price closed around at this level, and it opened on a last trading session. You can see that the price opened around this level, so that is around the mark of 33,800 for the Dow Jones, and price did give a profit booking in the initial market hours, followed by a very nice recovery and a closing very near the day high, right? So again, this indicates that buyers are very strong, and this has led to a formation of a shooting star candlestick in our daily time frame. So the Nasdaq is also indicating some good upside likely to come in our next few trading session. Why is it so? Because you can see I have marked this trend line, right? It is some kind of a downtrending trend line that is indicating the price direction. Now This is a very strong bullish engulfing candlestick. It is a Maru Bozu candle, and it is at almost 9% candlestick, right? So yeah, price has taken support around the mark of 10,760 to 10,700 mark, and we can expect some upside from here till this trend line at least, right? So that is one thing that you should consider for the short term. All right, so now what we can see is that the price is heading upwards at least for the short term, and that is likely to lead to a nice rally in our IT stocks. So regarding that, let me just open the CNX IT chart, that is our IT sector chart. So you can see here that here as well, the IT sector has given a decent breakout of a resistance mark. I have marked this resistance around this level of 20 now 9,300. So yes, the price gave a very strong gap up opening, followed by a good upside, closing at around the 200 period exponential moving average in our daily time frame. So yes, we can also expect a good upside here till at least 30,500 in the short term. So yes, stocks like Infosys, TCS, Mindtree, LTI, and so on should likely give some good upside in the near term. All right, so just keep an eye on all these things. It will be a really great trade setup forming up, especially in our IT stocks, right? If I were to talk about Reliance as well, so Reliance is also doing really great for the short term. Let me just show that to you. You can see that it has given a falling wedge breakout. There is a very strong uptrending price action for the short term. Yes, the price gave a closing above the previous high of around the 2620 mark, and right now it is trading around 2630. So again, expect a small retracement from around this till here, right? And a further upside. So yes, Monday can be a small profit booking session. Thanks to Reliance, thanks to the banks, right? All can give a very good upside following a decent profit booking. So yeah, talking about that, you can see HDFC Twins like giving very good upside movement. It was up by about 5%, 6% almost on our last trading session, closed near our resistance mark in our weekly. You can see here, and we can actually see it reaching its all-time high very soon if the upside movement continues, right? Even HDFC, that is Housing Development Finance Corporation, is also looking very strong. This is the long-term trend of the price, and it has broken a short-term resistance area. Now it is heading upwards with a good momentum, and we can expect continuation of this movement following the breakout of the previous day high. So yeah, previous day high would likely act as an important level for the short term. All right, so just keep an eye on all this. It should play out in our favor. I am already holding a few positional call options in Nifty and Infosys. I'm expecting some good upside at least for the next 2 weeks. All right, so yes guys, that was my analysis of the market. See you guys in the next video. Follow us for more amazing content.